Did anybody ever watch The End of the World? And does anybody remember that? Okay, here's the earth, nice and round. Anyway, we're totally rambling. And old Greg, I love old Greg. Does anybody remember, like, I'm old Greg? That's where we're at today. Okay guys, so today we're talking about Nourish bowls, and I'm actually really excited to talk about this. Since coming back from the West Coast, I'm feeling a little bit more inspired to film YouTube videos, and the podcast especially has kind of prompted this. You know, I just want to give all the content and all the information to you guys. So I did a video, and I'm uploading it tomorrow, but I did how to build an Instagram worthy smoothie bowl, and smoothie bowls are one of my favorite things to build. Brings me such joy to build smoothie bowls and Nourish bowls, and to not only have a beautiful vibrant bowl to consume that's going to make me feel wonderful and give me all the energy and just but to also create it and to post it online and show that food is really beautiful, and it doesn't have to be, it can be cruelty free, so whole food, plant-based vegan. Anyway, but these are my tips for making your Instagram worthy Nourish bowls. And you may have heard these called protein bowls, Buddha bowls, rainbow bowls. There's a whole wide array of what people call these. And I can't personally claim the Nourish bowl coined that term. I've heard that for years now. And I'm sure someone out there on the internet is like, ooh, who knows? So these are my tips for making an Instagram worthy bowl. The first one is you want to choose a variety of vegetables or fruits if you're incorporating those as well. Choose a variety of colors. And as we know with Instagram, things that are a little different or have a lot of color, we're drawn to colorful, vibrant things. And as much as I love a minimalist palette, as far as color scheme, as you can tell, I mean, I'm wearing color today. That's kind of like a big, my husband would be super proud. I've got color on. I'm typically in neutrals or black. I have so much black. But when it comes to smoothie bowls and Nourish bowls, I love color. So you want to choose a vibrant palette of colors. So if you have a lot of dark greens, maybe from your arugula or kale, brown items like potatoes, like roasted potatoes that have a really nice texture, you want to choose brightly colored items or brightly colored foods like tomatoes, pink radishes, purple cabbage, which if you guys have seen some of my recipes or my post, I love purple cabbage just from the phytonutrients and the amazing nutritional value it has, but also the color. It's beautiful. Watermelon radishes, so beautiful. So these are things that you can really add a lot of value to your Nourish bowl with adding contrasting colors, or to pick a vibrant palette. Also, pro tip, if you pickle purple cabbage, it turns like hot pink. It's absolutely beautiful. So I've got a great recipe on Instagram, check it out. I haven't uploaded that to my website, which I should probably do. I love to ferment things. It's so good for your microbiome and your gut flora. Guys, you're missing out if you're not having some fermented foods. And I do tell my clients 2 to 3 times a week you need a serving. So we talked about choosing a vibrant color scheme. This kind of goes hand in hand with contrasting colors, choosing a variety of fruits and vegetables that are beautiful and vibrant. And then also, do you want to follow a color theme? So are you thinking earthy? Are you going to choose, maybe, when I think earthy, I think more fall colors. So browns, reds, maybe a little pop of orange or yellow, kind of like that dusky orange. And if you're choosing summer, which right now it's summer and I'm so inspired, I choose lots of pinks, purples, yellows especially. Yellow is absolutely a summer color. You really want to make good use of the ingredients that you're putting into your bowls, especially if you're trying to make it Instagram worthy. It doesn't have to be expensive. It can actually be very cost effective. You just want to choose vibrant colors. And then also be aware of the theme, like we talked about. Do you want to do just a straight color bowl? So are you doing a beautiful green bowl with a base of arugula? You've got some avocado, some peas, spiraled zucchini, like zucchini squash. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that I feel that when I look at color palettes and I think about color theory and how they interact with each other, I almost start to see it in food itself and creating these food photography posts. It's my absolute favorite. It's really behind Living Whole and the actual information that I want to give to you guys to live better lives, because as we know, my whole life is your whole guide to health. I love learning and I love knowing the ins and outs of food photography and color interactions, and maybe it's my nerdy side, I don't know. So within that, let's recap, because that's a lot of information. You want to choose vegetables with a good variety of color. You also want to choose colors that contrast well. And then you want to consider, are you doing a themed bowl? Is it all green? Is it summer? Is it fall? Is it earthy? Or is it just a rainbow bowl and you are creating the most vibrant, eye-catching thing you can for Instagram? So what is your intent? The other aspect of this, when you're thinking, I've designed this bowl, now how do I make it pop? And this comes with accent colors, with accent herbs. I use a lot of herbs to accent, so rosemary, cilantro. You can even use edible flowers, and then some of your kale and purple cabbage can really make a bowl pop. So it adds that finishing touch. It's like when you go to a 5-star restaurant and they bring out this beautifully plated meal and it's got that one little sprig that you're just like, wow. So think about that is how you're going to build the base of information that you're going to convey to whoever's looking at your Instagram worthy Nourish bowl. I like to, within this, yes, we're talking about the aesthetic, but what actually makes a good Nourish bowl? What are the components in order to not only build something that is aesthetic, but is also nourishing, which is the whole point of a Nourish bowl. I've got some notes here that I kind of want to hit on in order to stay organized. As you guys know, I like to ramble a little bit, and the best way to make a well-rounded Nourish bowl for both nutrition and for aesthetic is to combine let's break it down into 4 components. You want a grain or a starch, so don't fear these things. Do not demonize foods, a grain or a starch. I like rice. I like a big thing of potatoes. You can also use quinoa. You can use couscous or lentils. The grain is the base. It's the heart of your bowl, both nutritionally, but they also can be cooked very quickly, and you can batch cook these as well for meal prep. If you're not a fan of grains, or for some reason you fear them and you don't want to eat them, you can use noodles, you can use a base of greens. There's a lot of different options, but I do recommend that don't demonize carbs, your starches or your grains. Whole food, plant-based. Carbs, starches, grains are essential to energy, to neurological function, to just living that whole life. The second component to a well-rounded, aesthetic, or well-balanced Nourish bowl, choose your protein. And if you're new here, Living Whole with Sarah Davis, aka me, I'm all about that whole food, plant-based diet. And research, I can get on my soapbox with this, but research has shown that it's, you know, the best diet for you. Doesn't carry all the detrimental properties that animal products do, as well as the cruelty. But I did a podcast on cholesterol and cardiac disease. So if it interests you and you really want to know like why, you know, check that podcast out. It is on my website. It's called The Blended Podcast. But protein is important, but it's not the most important thing. And so with clients and with people that I encounter that are like, but where do you get your protein? I eat a whole food plant-based diet that is well balanced, and I have no problems with my protein. In fact, I probably have more energy and feel a heck of a lot better than you do on a daily basis. But truly, if you're interested, check out livingwholesarahdavis.com or reach out to me if you have questions. So protein in the plant-based form comes in a lot of different varieties. You can have tempeh, you can have tofu, you can have seitan. Even your whole foods have an excellent source of protein. If you're eating a balanced diet, you're not gonna have to worry about meeting that number. And when we talk about macronutrient goals and things like that, if you're eating a well-balanced diet, you will meet everything that you need. You can even choose beans, lentils, have lentils in your legume. Oh, they're just so good for you and protein rich. Soybeans, like in the form of edamame, add a beautiful pop to Nourish bowls. So step 3 is a little controversial. People tend to fear fat, but you should have fat in small amounts. It's essential to a healthy diet. It just needs to be a whole food, plant-based option. So this can be a little avocado, some nuts or seeds, or a drizzle of a homemade dressing that maybe contains a little bit of olive oil. Again, I'm not advocating for a lot of fat, but you do need a little bit of fat in your diet. Number 4 are the actual fruits and vegetables to your Nourish bowl. We are seasonal eaters, meaning that there is an ebb and flow to life. And so with the Living Whole book that will be coming out, there's a lot of seasonal eating that comes with that. Seasonal produce really tastes the best when it's in season. And this will also lend itself to kind of guiding your Nourish bowl theme. So whenever possible, I choose seasonal. However, with globalization, with where we're at, just maybe you're in a food desert and you only have frozen vegetables, things like that, you work with what you have. There's no limit to the amount of fruits or vegetables that you can put on your Nourish bowl. So component 4, really, it's whatever you want to pile into your Nourish bowl in the way of fruits and vegetables. And you can make it rainbow, you can make it whatever. Seasonally, we tend to be seasonal eaters. Seasonal eating is very beneficial. A lot of times you will find that your fruits and vegetables, when they are in season, taste a little bit better, but sometimes you have to just work with what you have, and that's okay. That is my how to build an Instagram worthy bowl. So whether you're just in it for the aesthetic and those Instagram likes, or if you're in it for true health, there's a little bit of everything in this video for you guys, and I hope that it really helps. So if you have any questions or just want to comment down below and tell me what your favorite Nourish bowl is, or what are you struggling with, because I'm really interested to hear, because everything that I do with Living Whole is built for you guys, and it's something that I enjoy immensely. And I have found that because I do this every day and I live this life, sometimes the minute little struggles that you may be encountering are things that I've mastered and I don't think about or think about to share. So comment down below and let me know what you think. As always, guys, if you give this video a like, if you subscribe, it helps tremendously. I just feel so grateful that this Living Whole community is growing, and thank you guys, and I look forward to the comments and the discussion, whatever, if you just want to say hi. So I'll see you guys in the next one.